Hey everyone, I just felt like I needed to record this story that happened to me. It was a revelation that God gave me in this story, in this situation that happened in my life a few years back, and it helped me so much to see things so different, how the Father wanted me to see things and understand. And I just feel like it might help you as well, and so I hope it does. So what happened was, two of my closest friends, the husband and wife, they were going to have their firstborn. And we were at the hospital. It was time, and she was in one room where she was going to give birth, and her husband was there as well. And we were in the next room, some of us. We just came as well, and we were praying and thanking God and, worshiping and just waiting. And after a few hours of waiting, it all went quiet because we kept on looking out for the noise if the baby came yet, was brought forth into this world. And at one stage it actually happened where everything just went quiet and we just hear this baby crying. And it was an amazing experience. But what was more amazing to me personally was when I walked in, they allowed us to go in and see both of them, see our friends, plus their newborn, their boy. And at one stage she was crying and they were holding him, and he was passed around, to all of us in a sense, to kind of hold him and, connect with him and just go, wow, look what God, created, formed in his mother's womb. But he was crying as each person was holding him. But when I grabbed him, he was still crying, but I started beatboxing to him. So as I started beatboxing to him, he actually stopped. And I thought, man, that was awesome. So it happened again. We passed him on to someone else. He starts crying. When I was able to grab him again, I start beatboxing and he stops crying. So I'm like, mate, I have a multi-million-dollar business right here, business idea, the Beatboxing Nannies. Call us on 9790. I'm just kidding. So what happened was I wasn't good at all or anything like that. I'm not like some of these guys on YouTube and around the world that can really beatbox. He doesn't know that I'm not that good, but he seemed to like my level of beatboxing. So through the weeks, I would go visit, and again, as he's crying, I will grab him and then I'll start beatboxing. And it was really cool, but I started having this massive connection to him as well, and him to me, I felt and stuff. And through the time though, through me visiting and connecting more and more with him and just really, really falling more and more in love with this boy, as he was in my arms and he was in my presence and I was in his presence, I would beatbox and entertain him and do different silly things that you do. I started longing for him to just connect to me, just to look at me in the eyes, or become aware of me, not just be entertained by me, not just enjoy that I'm there, or just enjoy my beatboxing or whatever it was, or making him laugh or whatever, but that he would just look at me. And I started longing for that, because he was still little and he was still a few weeks old. So he would be looking around and not really giving me his attention, not really fixing his eyes on me. And God showed me that in the same way He's our Father, and He says in the Bible that we are the temple of God and God lives in us. In the Bible it also says that Jesus will never leave us, never forsake us. He is with us always. So He is with us. But what I noticed was, just like my friend's child, I was holding him, he was there, but his attention was not on me, it was on other things. So I realized that I've been like that, and I was like that with God as well many times in my life, where I would be there and He is there, but I wouldn't be there. So if you can get my drift. So my attention wasn't on Him. I haven't caught myself where I would be worshiping and singing some beautiful songs, beautiful godly songs to God, but not really to God. I sang the chorus, I knew what's next, I knew the next verse that's going to come, the next chorus that's going to come, and I really liked what's going to come next. And I would lift my arms in that section and just, start singing and worshiping God, but I wasn't really connecting with Him. I was more singing that next sentence in that song because I really like how that sentence goes and I really like what it says, but I wasn't really singing to God. And that's what it says in the Bible. Fix your eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith. So if I fix something on something, it's going to stay there. It's on a central point. It's on a specific point, not on any other point. So just like if I took a nail and nailed it into a piece of wood, I nailed it, I fixed it into a specific point. And God told us in the Bible, gave us a key that this is what He wants you to practice by faith, that you set your affection, set your eyes on things above, you fix your eyes and your attention, that means your focus on Him, the author and finisher of your faith. And as you practice doing this, your thoughts might go somewhere else of things that you need to do that day, or something you don't want to forget or whatever, which is normal. But the more you learn to fix your eyes, your attention, and put your whole focus on adoring Him, on who He is, on how lovely He is, on the things of His character, of the things He's done in your life, in the Bible, things like that. You just keep focusing on Him and putting your attention on Him. You are being transformed. In Corinthians it says that as we behold Him, we are being transformed again. Now, to go back to the story, through the days and weeks as he was starting to get a little bit older, and I'm holding my friend's child, and I was really longing that he would just, he was everywhere, looking everywhere, like I said before, that he would just stop and just look at me eye to eye. And I was longing for that so much, and I just felt that's what God wants. He just wants us to just stop for a second, just look at Him, and not be so busy and our mind going around in circles in different things, and the busyness of life and all this kind of stuff, and just be still and know that He is God, that He just wanted that, for that, even if it was a second. And really, that's all I wanted, even if it was just for a second, that He would just stop for a second and give me His attention. I was going to be overjoyed and all that. So it makes me so happy. And what happened was, through the weeks, this would actually happen, where He was in my presence, He was in my arms, we're playing around, I'm beatboxing and all that kind of stuff and being silly again. But there was times where He was looking around and not giving me His attention or anything like that, and just enjoying everything. But then out of the blue, He would just look at me dead in the eyes and just smile. And man, that'll melt my heart. I was just overjoyed and happy, and I was like, because He's so cute, and He just gave me His attention, just looked at me. That's all I wanted, and He gave me what I longed for. And in the same way, God showed me again, as a father, that's what happens to Him in a greater level, that He's easily pleased, guys. So in a greater level, that when we just stop for a second and just sing to Him, look at Him, give Him our whole attention, fix our eyes on Him, truly the author and finisher of our faith, that He just gets overjoyed. It makes Him so happy as a father. So I encourage you, go for it. Do that with God. Learn to not just go and read the Bible or sing a few songs to God or whatever, but learn to set your affection, fix your focus, your mind, your heart, everything about you on Him, even if it's just for a little bit to begin with. And then you learn and train yourself to capture your thoughts, and make sure if your thoughts are going somewhere else and your attention is going somewhere else, that you just go back to focus until it's become more normal and more easy to just set your affections on Him, on things above, that you fix your eyes on Him and it doesn't go anywhere. So I encourage you, give it a go, okay guys? It's going to really help you in your faith. It's going to really help you in your walk with God and your relationship with Him, where you don't want anything. You're not wanting Him to entertain you or whatever, to give you something, or you're not going in there to spend time with Him to get something, but just because you want to give Him your attention, you want to look upon Him. This is the generation that will seek His face. So seek His face. All right, I hope that helped you guys. You are blessed. Have a great day.